Welcome to another episode of the Prep Coach podcast. We're here. We survived nationals. Some of us a little bit under the weather.
Did we?
MG, we actually got a question of what happened to you on Sunday. You weren't really emceeing that much.
Tried.
Do you want to tell us
I tried for as long as I possibly could.
what eventuated on Sunday?
Yeah, I woke up Sunday morning and I felt a bit off. I just had like a sting in my eye, and I thought because I slept with the aircon on 15, which now the room was hot when I got in there after Saturday, after the massive night that we had. I was hot in the suit and I was like, I can't sleep like this. So I put on 15 to cool it down fast. And then when I got in there after we had dinner, which was midnight at that point, I was like, no, that's cold, but I like it that way. So I thought what I was feeling was from sleeping with the aircon on, but I soon found out I was wrong. As the morning progressed, we started the show. I got all through bodybuilding. I got through
most of men's fitness.
Yeah, I got through the bodybuilding interview, and then my eye really started to get worse and worse, to the point where it was red as you could imagine, swollen,
seeping. It was
oozing, and then I just, this fever hit me.
Yeah,
and I was just like dripping sweat. Basically, I went upstairs to where I could just see the stage, so I called that for a little while. I stopped doing the interviews because my eye had completely blown up and was basically.
Could you imagine on stage and the athlete's looking at you and you just got this blown up eye,
and it's seeping, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's not a good look.
It was not a good look. Went upstairs, put the aircon on in that room above the stage, and was trying to just see what I could, so I could still call people on stage.
Yeah.
But the fever just got worse and worse, and then by the end of fitness, did I call physique?
No.
By fitness, I was.
Yeah, because leading up to the show, I had a bit of a tickle in my throat, so I bought some medicine, and I got some cold and flu tabs, and I was, doing everything. So I actually gave you some cold and flus for the night before, the Saturday night after the first show, and you're like, I slept like a baby.
I slept through. I woke up, I was saturated, but I thought maybe I had a fever and I got rid of it. Yeah, but it came back and got me real bad, man, bad.
And then you, Scotty, lost your voice the next day. You were super husky, could hardly talk.
Monday I could.
Man, Scott and I had a conversation on Monday. We were just trying to
whispering at each other.
We were trying to finalize some bills and just sorts of, and it was like two dead people talking to each other.
Yeah.
I was like, you sound fucked. I was like, you sound fucked. I was like,
yeah,
we are.
But the show went on. We obviously Stewie had to jump up, do the interviews. Yeah. Joey did some of the call outs as well, like
Timsy side stage.
Timsy
was awesome.
Held it together, because normally he's got me to check things or to be able to say go or don't go, or he just had to do it all on his own.
Timsy was amazing. Laura's
weapon
was incredible. And there was so many people that messaged even on the potty page and said, man, Timsy is great, but Laura, she needs her props. She was
a bull backstage. She was
like yelling at people's number, like get on stage now.
She's a weapon.
She's obviously a massive supporter of NBA. She did a lot of NBA shows when she competed last, and
she does help. She helps the feds too. She does
IFBB, etc. So
I think Donna did a mention of her on her story as well, about the people that help out behind the scenes. Laura
was incredible. So it's really important to have good people around you and a good crew. We had great crew,
especially
on the door, backstage, medal presenters that were there both days, all day.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Like the show cannot go on and run as smoothly as it does without them. Like, people give us props, but honestly, we need those people.
Yeah, it was so good. I mean, I would have given this speech on Sunday too, but I was incapacitated. But Saturday after the show, I put everyone in and just spoke about how, people like that don't get enough recognition. And if you saw what happens behind the scenes, it probably looks like it's fun, and it is fun, but there's seriously some moments of high stress, and you've got less than a second to work out what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't even notice it, because that's how good those people were.
No, you wouldn't notice it. And from a running of the show perspective, day one ended up finishing about an hour or 45 minutes late, I believe, in the end, from what our predicted time was. We were done by 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 8 o'clock we had our staff photo on stage. So
we're done by then. I think we predicted to finish just after 7, so it's about 45 minutes behind, which is not too bad for a national show with most ridiculously competitive lineups, especially on that day.
It's crazy.
And then the second day, Sunday, we finished before time, I believe.
Yeah, about 15 minutes
before. So I think we nailed it. Obviously, there's some things that we want to do and refine.
That 15 minutes is just me not talking.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. But Yeah, it was an incredible show. The quality was ridiculous, and obviously, hitting that over 200 competitor number, making it the biggest show we've ever run, and most likely going to be the biggest show of this year in the bodybuilding world in Australia. For it to run mostly on time and to be pretty smooth, there's no real hiccups that no one would have ever noticed.
No fire alarms.
No fire alarms. It was yeah, it was great, and that venue is amazing. The staff there are so accommodating
Yeah, they're really
of
good.
absolutely everything. People that had never been to that venue, never competed, just had so many nice things to say about it. Normie, the DJ, was incredible. We're just so lucky. We're so incredibly lucky to have these people around us. So
Still feels surreal.
it does. We're not done yet.
Yeah, I guess we're pumped for what's next.
Yeah.
As in, I don't mean China and Bali. I'm pumped for those
Yeah,
two
of
shows.
course.
Bali's going to be epic, but I'm just already thinking about next year and where it might.
Next year's
Where it might
Nationals
go.
is going to be big.
Yeah, next year's, we can say it. I guess we can say it. Season C Nationals will be back in Melbourne for next year,
Ooh,
which is going to be big. We're going to need some more days than 2 days, maybe, potentially. So
Oh, we might.
we might need to, yeah. All right. Do you want to go through some questions? Because these questions are basically going to make us review the Nationals anyways. So
yeah, that's what I
let's
thought we might.
just do it that way instead of continuing to talk about it. So how do you boys balance work and life with all the travels and all the shows? Another question was, what's it like traveling all over the country? With, are there any highs and lows? Be honest. So what's it like traveling around, doing all these shows? How do we fit everything in? Obviously, family life.
Yeah, I think
So-
did it say, how do you balance it? Not very well, to
Yeah.
be honest.
There's not much of a balance during the actual season itself.
Yeah, it's probably about as hard as it's ever been right now. But
Yeah.
you get deep. You have a break and you start to enjoy time with your family, like a bit more time to yourself, and you remind yourself that it's about to take off, and then it takes off, and you get to the end of the season, and you feel like you're not going to survive it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to remind myself that, I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
And I think between the gym and, bringing Cole, who's my business partner at ONNT on, and the idea of bringing Cole on was because I wanted to really ramp that business up and I just didn't have the available time to do so. Knowing that was also going to require more time and effort to get it to a certain point. It wasn't just like, here, Cole, take it and do this with it. You have to still be part of that. So I think that is probably why it's felt for me as difficult as it ever has, knowing that it's not going to always be that way.
Mhm.
I think having a schedule is the only thing that's allowed me to survive.
Yeah.
Using systems through not just the software we use at the gym, which we use Gym Master, but even just like calendars and handwritten diaries, man, to remember things, because there's a lot going on and it's not nice when you miss things.
Yeah. And then you've got athletes that you coach as well.
Sure.
That doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So, one of the biggest things is, we're away for the shows on the weekend and we normally get back on like a Sunday night.
Well,
Some-
2 a.m. I was
some-
thinking
some-
of Sunday night.
Yeah. So sometimes we're rocking in on a Monday when we had the WA show, and then we've got check-ins. We literally roll straight into a check-in day. So, and we have to give our athletes our absolute everything.
For sure.
And, when you've got a decent volume of people competing as well, it's not just once your check-in's done, you set and forget for the rest of the week. You're doing check-ins nearly every single day to make sure everything's where it needs to be.
Yeah, I think the biggest kid, for all of us, is really our partners.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine doing what we do with, a wife? I can say we're married, a wife that was just hating what you were doing and not understanding of how much it takes out of you and how, like, imagine coming back from a show like Nationals and then going and doing what I used to go to the bank on Monday and sitting at versus check-ins, which you're straight back into it. It's not like you go and do something completely different, and it's just constant and non-stop and very demanding. So imagine having a partner that wasn't in it or didn't get that. That would be so difficult.
Like, think basically through all of September and October, it's like, don't plan anything on weekends. I'm not going to be there. So, I came back from my wedding on a Friday AM morning.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday morning, I flew out. I was away for the full weekend, 2 state shows. Then the next week was Queensland. I was away Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next week was Vix, here, but it was Friday,
we're
Saturday,
away.
Sunday, right? And then the week after that was
WA.
WA. So,
And then Sydney.
and then Sydney,
And now China.
and now you're not going to China, but we're going to China. We're going to be away from Saturday, China, then straight to Bali, and then home back on the following Sunday. So, which is tricky to pack. I've already started to think about how to pack for this thing because we've got to pack for China,
Yeah.
but also bring what we need for Bali as well.
Yeah, I'm just hoping you'll tell me what to do. It's my philosophy. My strategy there. I think it's a good one.
Well, I just told you then. Buy your eSIM, buy this, buy that.
Exactly. Like, well, I forgot about travel insurance. There you go.
Travel insurance,
all that stuff.
Yeah, it's difficult. And then obviously you've got this weekend. You've got athletes competing, right? But
I do.
You're not traveling,
I
are
do
you?
in Canberra. Nah,
You're not
I'm
traveling.
not going to go just because, like you were just saying, I've missed a lot of kids' sport, family time, and then I fly to Bali on the Wednesday, and so I've got to obviously be away from my kids again, and from my lovely wife, which is hard. But my daughter's birthday is on the Sunday, so I'm literally leaving the show on the Saturday. She's got a birthday party, so I get in at like 1:30 or 2 a.m. I'll sleep for 4 hours, and then I'm gonna be surrounded by crazy 5-year-olds going at bounce, I think it is. So,
Oh God,
But will Normie be there?
big Normie.
yeah, he probably
Yeah,
will.
you're
I don't
fine,
even
you're
know.
fine.
I'm so
Yeah, he'll look after
again.
it. You're fine.
I'm so lucky. My wife Jen is amazing. She's organised all of it. I just will rock up and take place.
Play dad.
Yeah. So, but no, it's gonna be a big couple of weeks. But I'm really looking forward to Bali. I think it's gonna be good, and I think we're gonna have. And again, Bali's kind of like my baby, if you will, in terms of that's one of the reasons I'm not going to China. I need to be there early on the ground for all of the meetings that will take place. But knowing what we're doing this year from a production standpoint, we had a meeting last night till later than I would have liked, with Charles and Fish, who's our go-to guy over in Bali.
Yeah.
He wants some more t-shirts, but he's very excited.
I think we can organise
We can organise that.
But just what we're doing for it with the LED screens, what we're going to be able to do for the athletes, their countries, the music, the production will be hectic. And then knowing that we've got Artie Ray supporting us, and there's a lot of Indonesians, people from Indonesia, I think Sri Lanka, China, and Australia. So I think it's pretty cool, man. It's gonna be another spectacle.
It'd be awesome.
I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
I know we've got some Chinese athletes coming to Bali after the China show. I can't wait for you to go to China to see those athletes.
Yeah, that's something I'm missing out on. Because you keep talking about you should see these physique guys, these bodybuilders.
They're crazy.
You get a front row seat to it.
Yeah, I'm been speaking to Chin Chin every day about what we're doing over there and what the roles are going to be, and what we need to bring. And she's just been showing me some photos of some of the people prepping, because just the way social media is done there is differently. It's not they can't share on certain things that we do. So Chin Chin's my only access to seeing some of these athletes, and I've been getting a bit of a sneak peek as to who's coming to the China show, and also who's coming to the Bali show. And it's freaking exciting. They look unbelievable. And then I'm like, oh, how old's that competitor? And Chin Chin's like, 45. I was, how much fuck is that person 45? Look at them. They look
Correct. Absolutely crazy.
insane. Just good genetics.
So yeah, China's gonna be fun, but then seeing obviously some of them come to Bali to battle it out is gonna be awesome as well.
Yeah. We go back to that question is just, it's not easy. And maybe if we make it look like we're doing okay and it's easy, it's not easy. Lots of communication with your partner. You are going to forget things at times.
Yeah.
Just be kind to yourself, and the more information you can get, like the system that saves me even is we've got a calendar on the fridge that we handwrite where I am and when I'm there. And we're, if she's got a friend thing or shit. So that, it's like I look at that in the morning before I go to work at 5 a.m. Like, okay, that's coming up, don't forget. So like even just a simple diary system that you can both see is really useful.
Yeah. You've got to make sure that you stay healthy all during this time.
Which I'm not doing very well.
Which is hard.
I dropped a 20 kilo bar on my finger yesterday.
Oh, far out.
When I was running class last night. And everyone was like, man, just wrap yourself in bubble wrap. Just go away. Just be gone.
Did you get travel out?
No, I've never used travel. I've used it here.
I bought extra because I'm like,
I bought his traveling.
you just raw dog it, and I'm like, the way that you're going about life at the moment, you need to fucking.
You need traveling tablets, yeah.
Man,
I'm literally gonna unpack it for you.
Can I tell you what?
Right? Take this.
I had it, and I remember I was like, man, my gut just feels like really, like a lot of pressure.
It's because it's trying to fight the belly that you had in there.
So
it could have been the milk in the coffee with the
so I never had it again. So, and I've been a lot of times, and I've only ever really had it once in the whole time that I've been to Bali. So I'll have it with me. Will I take it?
Yeah.
Jury's out.
But
I've told all my athletes to get it.
I'm going to crush it up and put it in his breakfast or something.
Yeah,
He's not
just
looking.
sprinkle it on his eggs.
Yeah. See if we can sneak it in. Oh no.
Okay, boys. If there was no limit on the show, what things would or could you do to make it even more epic? So if there's no limit on time, I'm guessing they're saying,
More money too.
or money, maybe. Is there anything that's front of mind that you can?
This is, you saw who sent this question?
No, you just put it in the notes.
This is the one I screenshotted in. This is from one of the Fit Focus boys.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
It's from
Awesome.
Big Tris with the box jump as high as your head.
Oh, okay. What have you thought about it?
I have thought about it.
What?
Oh man,
So money and time.
Yeah, money isn't an issue and time's not an issue.
Yeah.
All right. So what about again? Also from a time perspective, that the people running the show would be happy to stay there as long as it took
Of
as
course,
well.
yeah.
So like individual walks where you could stretch out the time, you had still put a limit on the amount of poses, but you could use various points on the stage to do whatever you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Time for family and friends of every athlete to have an opportunity to come up on stage.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Again, I don't know how you'd work that in, but this is just, I mean, me dancing in a cage that's hanging from the roof. Is that doable? Free travel land for everybody on the top. No, I think from a production perspective, Bali's about as good as it gets, right? It's crazy, the lighting. So if you've not watched Bali or come to Bali, do that because you could experience one of the best things. I was mind blown. I was like, fuck, how did we put this together?
Yeah.
I know that you did that, but I was like, how the fuck did we organize this? This is crazy. Like, how did, we have the skills, we being you, because you're a representation to me, thank God for that.
Yeah.
Like, to put something this extravagant together, knowing that, he's an exercise scientist and an incredible coach who owns a gym, but how did he come up with this?
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? Like,
yeah.
So if you want to see unlimited potential, Bali is it. But yeah, I think just anything that would give the athletes the opportunity to walk away and be like, wow, I felt really special today.
Let me try to break it down in my head a couple of things. So imagine you could walk into a venue and all the plastic was wrapped on the toilets and all the walls, right? So you don't have to do any of that setup. We had an LED screen instead of the banner at the back, because there's so many things you can do with an LED screen. Obviously, Bali's got the LED. Yep. Queensland has the LED. We said Queensland is our favourite venue, so that'd be absolutely amazing. From a Fit Focus perspective, so the media team, it'd be great if you had more of them, and they could also pump out content on the spot.
Ooh,
like that would be
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
And then you think about it then from a live stream perspective, which people have told us ours is the best live stream in the industry at the moment.
I got so many of those messages.
Imagine you had more cameras.
Yeah.
Even more, and then commentary. Those boys, the BDU boys, were awesome. I haven't listened to it, but we got great feedback.
Lawrence was unreal.
So could we afford to fly in full at Abiad for that because there's no limit to money, right?
Yeah. So could you imagine you had commentary for every single show as well? So the live stream was more like you're watching TV. Mm-hmm. Not only were you seeing the athletes, but also you're getting a full commentary experience.
And you can see the commentators here and there as well.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cool. And then I think if you could give people more stage time, if you could let their family come up, maybe you might be a little bit more elaborate with everything that we do. More elaborate belts, more elaborate trophies, more elaborate medals, certificates. Like if you could just, bump everything up from a costume perspective would be awesome.
Let's go back to the live stream because you're on the money here. What about if you could interview the winner on the live stream? So if they win the overall, then it continues, but there's two screens and you can pick to watch the interview with the guy that just won or watch the stream. And the person that asked this question can make some of this stuff happen.
Yeah, so there's a lot
at no additional cost to us.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things from like a production perspective and also just from a setup perspective that would help us, I think would be awesome. Anything you could think of?
Yeah, on the camera, I'm thinking more as in sports where they have the flight, the Hawkeye and the camera on the zip line where it's at the back. So imagine there's shot, you can see Tristan's down there in the trenches and you can see all the athletes, and then there's a shot from above that is looking down on all of the crowd going mental and you can see the athletes. So it's especially, I'm thinking like the drum, how the theatre goes.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
But also as an athlete, I'm talking like a space double the size of my gym with new tech, everything in the pump-up area.
Pump-up area was big.
You've got the best of everything. Again, you've got people roaming backstage as they're pumping up.
Yeah.
To be able to do that, I reckon giving away crazy amounts of prize money so that, it was just like this person's just won not like Olympia money, but like imagine you could give away like $25,000 to your open bodybuilding winner or something like that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Would be wild.
And then you could have like guest posers like C-Bum come, you just pay him whatever money, fly him first class, he comes down, does some guest posing.
Yeah. Yeah, what about if like someone who's got a great contact on there, what if like we could find a sponsor who gave a crazy amount of money and we would be happy to give every cent of that sponsorship to the athlete? So like somebody out there listening to this knows an incredible sponsor who would donate a big amount of money, none of it would go to the federation.
Of course,
All of it would go to prize money.
to athletes,
Yeah.
And a t-shirt.
Because imagine how many people that would
Sets
bring in.
you-
And a t-shirt.
I wanted to throw fucking t-shirt.
Can we use the
Remember when I was a
you
kid?
know,
I was
the shooters?
when I was a kid, I was fortunate enough to take place in an NBA halftime show
Oh yeah.
when I was over in America. And one of the things I remember vividly was there were all of these guys with like these bazookas, and they're just like shooting these t-shirts
T-shirts?
into the crowd.
That's
That'd
what
be
I'm
awesome.
saying. The
How sick
Waffles.
would that be?
Well, that's another thing too. Is like imagine the athlete pack was a little bit more as well. Like we could give everyone
A free
a free
scratcher.
back scratcher, like what MG scratching my face, my beard.
Us. Just
That's actually nice. No, whenever someone's scratching me, I lose concentration.
we just found the way to his heart.
Oh, that's so good. What was I even saying? Oh, athlete pack, so you can make it more elaborate. So yeah. All right, that's cool.
Can I just explain this to everybody? Because everyone's
Yeah, why you got a back scratcher?
You walked in and I'm like, what the fuck is that? It
Yes,
was like a little
this is
mini
a,
garden rake or something.
This back scratcher is a sign of respect to Donna's mum.
Oh.
Because Donna's mum, who's fucking hilarious,
Yeah.
and the people that follow Donna's story are probably laughing right now. Donna gets gifted one of these every 6 or 7 days. These pointless back scratchers that just stick out of the top of her mum's handbag. She's always got back scratchers and torches. Ask Donna how many torches her mum gives out. She thinks she's going to get beaten in a dark alley or something, so she just constantly gives her.
It does look like a baton.
She just constantly gives her back scratchers
little rake on the
and mini torches.
Where did she get them from? Like a little
$2 shop.
$2 shop.
But if you take a moment and just throw it down the back of your shirt and give
I
yourself
don't
a
want to because I'll lose
It's
concentration.
fucking amazing. So I'm giving her shit about it because I think it's hilarious that her mum thinks she needs so many back scratches. But use it and then comment because they are fucking amazing. Your mum is onto something.
Was that one of the best men's physique pro lineups you guys have ever seen? From a crowd perspective, it looked absolutely insane.
It was.
You commentated on it, right?
Fuck, it was so
honestly,
deep.
it was really, really quality. Seeing the quality of him. I think Sunk Wang was the guy's name. I saw him on Radio Day and he was wearing a stringer. And the chest on this man, he was so bubbly. And I was like, man, I can't wait to see you out there. And he's like, I think he's such a lovely bloke. If he was probably
3 to 4 kilo
I
shot.
would love to work. Like, I'm like, if I had you for 6 months, if I could hurt you, you would destroy. No one in men's physique would even, like, his chest was so bubbly. He was so balanced. Dash, who won, him and Dennis were both super impressive. And I was rapt to see Dennis win. Because
How good is Dennis?
Dennis is awesome.
I don't know.
He's awesome,
I
man.
obviously wasn't a WMBF, but man, whoever beat him must have been pretty damn impressive because he was awesome in the amateur. I mean, as soon as he stepped on, I was like, you're not going to be an amateur by the end of today.
Yeah.
You look awesome.
He's
But
so good.
I think just probably the only thing that maybe hurt him in the pro lineup, he was just a little bit softer. He'd just been competing amateur, and so probably that peak had started to come down a little bit. But Dash was awesome, razor hard, condition, pose well. One of my athletes actually, Felina, coaches him.
Oh,
So,
cool. Okay.
yeah, so was rapt to see him get a really good result. He was really impressive. But all of them, Matthew Lewindi, who is he competed the year that I competed in 2023 with NBA. He was impressive. There's a guy, I think Steve Hall's guy, I forget his Ryan someone, I think, who was in the mix. And Jono Bannister's client, who's a Masters competitor, man, he was inside out. He did classic physique as well. His name escapes me.
Yeah, Cal Dombrovsky.
Man,
he was
He's a big dude, man.
He's awesome. Cal's awesome.
He had a great physique.
lovely bloke, but just again, it just goes to show it doesn't matter how old you are. I mean, credit to Jono, he was peaked beautifully inside out, but also just so much tissue in the right spots. And I was looking at him, and I was like, that's a gentleman that's got some wheelbarrow muscle.
Yeah.
When he turns to the rear, density, there's been a few holes that have been dug over his lifespan, I reckon.
Well, he won Classic Masters Pro. He already has pro cards, but he won that lineup.
Of course.
And as soon as he came off stage, I went up to Jono and him side stage. I was like, it's an absolute pleasure to watch you on stage because just the way he presents, how he poses, also an incredible physique. And I actually said it to him. I was like, you're a bit of an inspiration because I'm moving into Masters age. And for you to look like that and present like that, it's inspo right there.
It's damn impressive.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, he was incredible.
Yeah.
He was really,
And he's a really lovely guy. He's a big supporter of us too. So
He definitely looked the part because I did call him out because I was still going upstairs for Classic, barely, but I saw him from the top and I was like, who is that guy? He's crazy.
It just was so
Yeah.
grainy.
Yeah. And
So
then
yeah, that was one of the best men's. It probably is the best men's physique that I've ever witnessed in the flesh.
Flesh, yeah.
It was really impressive.
that's a big call because
It's a big call, yeah. You've seen a lot.
You've been in some and you've seen a lot.
But I was sat there as well saying, like, and I was talking to Lawrence, like, as an athlete, that's a lineup that I would love to be in, because you don't want to compete and stand up.
I'm so glad you said that. I want to say the same thing after you finish. So
Yeah, because as an athlete, for me, it's just you want to test yourself against the very best. And every single one of those athletes would have been able to say, fuck, how good is this? That I was able to compete against him or against him. And I think, like, for me, it gives me that extra motivation coming back. I'm like, the standard's getting better and better. It's like, I hope the next time I compete, that I'm able to stand up against some athletes of that caliber, because it just mentally, it just forces you to go to another level. But what I was most impressed with was just the humility amongst all of them, all phenomenal young men, and just conduct themselves. There was no arrogance or
Bravado.
none of that at all. It was just everyone was there to have a good time. Everyone's shaking everyone's hands, and that's another bit of feedback I got from everyone, saying that the culture that we've been able to establish within NBA, it, like, to see everyone so happy, like, you could come second, but they're so happy for the person that won, because it's really just such a privilege to be there and to be surrounded by so many like-minded individuals, but people that are of an incredible standard, and that's what you want. It's absolutely what you want. What are you gonna say?
Oh, I had, Matt do that lineup. So Matty Papa did that lineup, who stepped up from fitness into that. And one of the things I said to him on the Monday, he had a lot of mixed emotions about, he, felt like he was out of place. And I said, you weren't out of place. But if I'm in your position, and I mentioned one of the things that you said was, and as in you said it to me, and I told him that because it means a lot coming from you, because he hears it from me all the time. But if I was him and I walked off that stage in a lineup like that, just knowing that I was worthy of being on that stage with those guys, I would have been like, holy fuck, this is why I do this sport. And your motivation levels should be fucking through the roof, because if being on stage with guys like that doesn't pump you up to be better, then it's probably not the sport for you. Because I was upstairs sick as a dog, inspired, being like, fuck, these guys are incredible.
You know who said the exact same thing? AJ. Classic physique.
I like AJ a lot. Yeah.
AJ's
he's another just incredible human.
He's awesome, and that's exactly what he said when he came off stage. He's like, it was just a privilege and an honor to be on stage with those classic physique pros, that I was able to be there and stand and pose with them. He's a great guy. He said,
did.
Yeah,
he
composed that awesome. But he sent us all a message and voice recordings, and just just being super grateful that it was a part of the whole experience. And we're like, actually, it's the other way around. We're super grateful that we have athletes like you to be there and be great ambassadors of the sport, and to really show everyone else how they should be conducting themselves.
Yeah.
So
I think a sign when you truly know it's your calling and it's for you is if you can be competing or watching and have that moment of feeling like, wow, I'm part of something special, or I'm watching something special. It's a pretty good sign that you're where you need to be. If you can be in a lineup as an athlete and see other people do well and that pumps you up to be better, it's for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in that same lineup and you walk away and you're spiteful, or you feel, really disappointed and upset, it's probably not for you.
Yeah, definitely. As a supposedly competitive coach to you boys, I just wanted to say thank you for the amount of effort you put into all the athletes. It was very evident at Nationals that no task was too grand, no matter who asked, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Is this something that you all have been very particular in doing, or does it just happen?
So just as a supposed
So he's another coach.
So another coach, because we're good.
Yeah. So thank you for that and for the kind words. Does it come natural? Is it something that we try to do? I think it's a bit of both, to be honest. I think we want to make sure, and we go out of our way to make sure everyone is, everything's perfect for everyone, and we're always there to help. There's nothing's ever too hard for us to do, and we'll try our absolute best. And that's just our general nature as well. But also too is we want to make sure that we convey that as well. That everyone is treated equally, no matter if they're coached by a certain person or they're not. And we just want to make sure that everyone has the best experience ever. And I think one of the great things, and we keep talking about how Nationals is awesome, and I said it in the last potty, is you go there and everyone is just so happy. to just be there. Yeah, sure, it's a show. We're all competing against each other, but to have that vibe where everyone just absolutely loves being there, and you got athletes and coaches all talking to each other. It's honestly the best. Everyone's hugging, shaking hands, congratulating each other, no matter what happened, and
Yeah.
that's what we
I
love.
think the big thing is like we don't need to have a conversation with each other and say because we're coaches we need to make other coaches feel welcome. We don't that doesn't happen, doesn't need to happen because we just do it because we love it, and that's
Yeah.
just
That's all it is.
that's just factual.
Yeah.
So no, it's not like a specific conversation that needs to be had because we're coaches. We just fucking love it that much that we truly are happy to see other coaches do well, win. You know, our clients place well, and then our clients get beaten too, and we're okay with all of it because it's a federation, and we got into it purely because we fucking love the sport,
Yeah.
not because we love winning.
Yeah.
Simple.
Anything, Scotty?
No, we just want to leave it better. Like
Yeah.
I had a lot of those moments where people probably thought I was just staring off into the abyss, and maybe I was like asleep, but my eyes were open, but I felt like the lights were on. But just watching and seeing how many people there were, athletes about to go on, seeing Laura just hoard a class of like 8 across. There's people everywhere, there's athletes everywhere, and just being like to see where we were and to also see where the natural bodybuilding landscape was when we first came in. And we were told like, oh, you know, it's a monopoly, you know, you're always going to be number 2 or number 3, and to see that shifting of the guard, but to also just see how much like bodybuilding shows backstage it's so different now to how it used to be. There was almost a little bit of, oh, they're over there and you don't want to go near that team, and you're almost like it's, you know, competitive to the point where you don't like each other. And it's you've got people and teams that the athletes are about to throw down against one another, but man, you look incredible, shaking hands, and coaches doing the same things. And to know that we've been able to play a small part in that, and I use the word culture, I think that it sounds cliche, but your vibe attracts your tribe. And so I think we've been able to really bring that in as a collective, and it's just spread like wildfire. And now, you know, everyone wants to be a part of it. And ultimately, the entire natural bodybuilding space, not only is the standard getting better, but just the people involved in it is getting better as well. And I think, you know, as we're growing, we're just drawing in more, you know, quality human beings, which for me is really important.
I got a voice message just yesterday from a highly respected female coach in the industry who said there was a moment her athlete was on stage, you were there was 2 or 3 other coaches from different states, there was 2 posing coaches, and you were all like almost like a group, and you were all cheering for different athletes.
Yeah.
And she actually said, she's like, I really felt like that's something that I just haven't experienced before. It was like, you're all coaches, you're all different coaches, but you're all have the same mentality towards people doing well.
Man,
So that's the point.
I had people in lineups, obviously, and you know, my athlete was getting beaten, and the coach was next to me, and I was cheering on their athlete, and I said to them, I said, congratulations,
Absolutely.
I know that athlete has continuing to show up every single season and improve. She freaking deserves it. You know, like I'm cheering on AJ on the side of the stage because I want to see him there. Like, it's just the way it is.
Man,
Henry,
I sat with AJ when bodybuilding overall was on, and his mate, number 17, I know it's Colin Dre is his surname, but he was the big guy. And, you know, he was able to sit there and be like, oh, Jeff is
Alessio? Is it?
Alessandro.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's like, you know, Jeff, who won the pro card, Jeff Bergonia. I was sitting with AJ, and he's like, you know, his mate is standing next to Jeff, and he's like, look at Jeff, you can just see the years and years. What an inspiration. He's top to bottom complete.
Yeah.
You know, my mate's amazing. If he had that and that, that's how he'd be. Like,
yeah, that's how
you can still be objective and allow others to do well, even if there is, you know, an emotional connection to somebody on stage.
Because in the end, once the athlete's on stage, it's out of your hands.
That's it.
Right? And you might as well be there with all the other coaches and just enjoy it. Just let it go down, and just enjoy it. Sure, you might yell out certain things, move your shoulders, whatever that may be, but otherwise, we're all there just to have fun, right? Just curious as to how things seem to have changed over the recent times, e.g. sports model winner versus previous years, and also how condition in fitness also seems to be less. For example, MG's client at Nationals not winning her age division. Can you provide any clarification? Which client did you have not win her age division?
It would have to be Sarah.
Sarah Tilling. Okay, so they're talking about
Well,
conditioning.
what's the first bit of sports? So can you just read that video?
So how things have things changed over time? Sports model winner versus the previous year. So the sports model winner this year over the previous year, and also conditioning in fitness seems to be less important. And talking about your client, how she was, I'm assuming super conditioned. I know Sarah was.
Sarah's probably an anomaly. She's like ridiculously shredded. But let's go to the
So sports model winner last season
Yeah,
was
this year's Sarah.
Sarah,
Yeah,
and
Sarah from Tasmania.
then the previous year was Demelza.
They're very different.
They're very different physiques. Demelza, yes, was leaner than Sarah. Does Sarah have more roundness and bubbliness? Maybe. You'd have to put them side by side, obviously.
Nah, to be honest, Demelza and then the girl, what was her name? Was Dill's girl who won the state show between those two.
Yep, I know who you're talking about.
Her name was Beth Carlina.
Beth.
They're both.
They were very similar.
They're freaky, yeah, and that could have gone in.
Very, very lean and also very bubbly.
But Demelza went to nationals, made some changes, and she was
lethal. She was incredible.
Lethal.
Yeah. So that makes sense. I can see that.
Okay, so they're comparing Demelza to Sarah.
Yeah.
But also, if Demelza was in that lineup,
yeah, that's not saying the criteria changed.
Demelza would have got the W.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
It's not saying the criteria's changed. It's just
it depends on who's in the lineup.
Yeah, and then you've got to pick who's the closest to the criteria. The criteria is definitely not changed, to clarify that.
Yeah.
It's more picking the person that is the best to that criteria. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a phone call? Okay.
Yeah.
1 second.
And then from a fitness perspective, I don't think conditioning seems to be less important. Again, I think it's just whoever's on the day closest to the criteria. It's not the leanest person wins, and if the winner wasn't the leanest person, doesn't mean they're not going for conditioning.
It's a balance between the two, because you're weighing up. Conditioning is definitely an element, but if someone has their inside out conditioned, but the other person is reasonably well conditioned, but they've got really good muscularity, they've got really good shape, and they pose well, they're all criteria. So you're more or less adding up, well, there's 5 points here, there's 3 points there, and then you would come to that conclusion. But I mean, I think the fitness division, I mean, if you use your client Rom was definitely lean. So you can't say that the fitness division isn't getting leaner. There's definitely been, I think maybe we were just treated for a couple of seasons there. We had Everin as a pro champion, and then we had Maddie. And to be fair,
then we had then Amy, then Rom.
Yeah. So, and I think you would say that Everin and Maddie are in their own. They're unicorns. They're in their own universe. And Amy is super impressive, inside out conditioned. And then you've also got Kalita in season.
Oh yeah, Kalita,
who was lethal conditioned. Probably not as big as an Amy, and obviously not as big as Mads and Ev, but you've been treated to that standard from an amateur standpoint. They've obviously made that jump. Sometimes you're going to have some seasons where not everyone is at that same caliber.
Yeah.
But I still think that the divisions were very, very good. There was a girl, Benny Worley's girl from SA.
Jess.
She really stood out to me. I thought she was super impressive, and probably a little bit stiff not to get the chocolates, because really well balanced inside. Like, she was really well conditioned. He peaked her really, really well. And then again, you look at that pro lineup. I mean, for me, not to be biased, but I thought Rom was in her own league. Like, it was Rom was first, and then who was second, third. But I thought all of the other girls that were up on stage were in phenomenal condition.
Yep.
It was a really, really solid pro lineup. So I think, to go back to the sports situation as well, you can only judge against who's on that stage. So you can't really compare, well, is she to that look there? Who's the closest to the criteria?
Yeah.
And it's a balance between the two.
And not to take anything away from Sarah, because she was impressive, and she changed so much from Taz, because she did Taz
100%.
Start of the season to the end.
And when you see her in the flesh, you probably, I don't know, the light, unless you were there, when she turns to the rear, her upper body is
so
just
bubbly.
the amount of density and tissue that she has.
Yeah.
And I remember when I saw her at the first workshop in Hobart. I think was it Hobart? I think it was Hobart. And she's not a Lonnie girl, she was Hobart. And I remember jumping in the car. I think I actually spoke to either you or MG, and I was like, man, there's a sports girl in Hobart, and she's going to be fucking dangerous, because she's got some serious tissue.
Yeah.
And so I knew then, I'm like, if she continues to get leaner, so she was in the first. She was
awesome.
Super impressive.
She's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Do you see the China show becoming part of the calendar every year? Will it also be a pro show, and will there be travel incentives for Australian winners? We do see it being part of the calendar for every year if things can keep heading in the same direction that it's heading at the moment. Will there be a pro show over there? Geez, I haven't even discussed that really. And also traveling settings for Australians. I guess we probably want to get an idea and express of interest. Is there any Aussies that would want to go over there if there was a pro show there?
I think you guys would, knowing that you're going on, the show's on Tuesday, being able to do an audit of what was it like, how many competitors were there, is there enough pros there, because it takes time for them. They need to develop pros. They're only just getting their pro cards now, so it might be a year or two away from that, unless there were some existing ones, but they ran more shows throughout the year and they acquired more cards. But I think it would just come down to demand. The Bali is our biggest international one, and we've definitely got plans to potentially add that into a season A at some stage as well, because I think it's Bali is closer, it's easier to get to, and for all the athletes to finish up over there. But definitely never say never. It would just depend on some of those other logistics. And if we were going to do it, we would probably have to put some sort of compensation to help incentivize, because China would cost X amount. Whether it's if you've won an overall, there's a flight contribution to go and do that.
Also, we want to make it as hassle-free as possible. So like with Bali, we have the athlete village, the package, there's a gym that you go to, a resort that you stay at, all those kind of things. So
you'd have to work out
do that for China
so
as
that
well.
It's a seamless turnkey experience as an athlete, for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's go through. There's some more about nationals, but I want to wait for him to come back. Mm-hmm. So we'll keep going. I just competed in season C and won my state show due to financial and personal reasons. I wasn't able to do nationals. I now feel that I have unfinished business. Would season A be too soon to compete, or should I give myself more time off? And I'd say come to Bali. If you weren't able to do nationals and you won your state show. If you won your state show, you must be pretty damn good, and there's a pro card waiting for you in Bali. So I'd try to get to Bali this season. But if for whatever reason you can't get to Bali, when should be the earliest season for them to compete again? It really depends on what division they did, how lean they had to get, and then if they need any improvements. Because say for instance, if you're a swimsuit or a bikini girl and you're already pretty complete, and you have to get super lean like a figure or fitness or something, then you could potentially reverse out, go back in, and compete again in season A. I think if you have to get considerably lean for a specific division, then I wouldn't be making any calls until you come out of your reverse to decide whether you're ready to go back in and to prep again. So we'll wait.
And also look at
where judging me.
Sorry, he's eating a banana if no one's watching.
Oh,
he's come back now.
You look like you got really judgy eyes.
No. I was like, maybe I want some of those.
Oh, he looks disgusted. Like.
How much potassium? There's the coconut water here.
You're
going to overdose on potassium.
You'd also want to, maybe if you got your bloods and you could see from a physiological standpoint where you're at as well. Like if you're a female and your sex hormone levels are in the toilet, then you're probably like, it's probably not the greatest idea. Yeah. You're better off to just come up for air, cruise for a bit. And then again, if you're someone that can stay reasonably lean in the off season, maybe you could look at a season C if you're really on the edge. For a guy, same sort of thing. It just depends. You've just got to weigh up, if I take the red pill, this is what I get. If I take the blue pill, then, you're going to do that. But also the stage is always going to be there. So if you know you were close, I would then just say maybe next time around, put some extra pennies in the savings jar so that you got a safety net so that you can run it back. But you definitely don't want to be in a surplus for like 12 weeks and then say, I'm going to prep again for season A. If from a physiological standpoint, you're very, very, very compromised. It's not worth it.
Also, too, is I would reassess your mindset after the reverse is done. Sometimes you change.
Yeah, you're in the bubble. So you need to be. You need to look at it through a different lens
at that time.
Yeah,
that period of time.
For sure.
Now that you're back, I'm just going to backtrack a little bit on some of the questions that were here. Who was the guy with the ball and the entourage at Nationals? He looked familiar. Is he an ex-player or actor? He was intense during his pump up. We know who that is.
That's hilarious. Do we know who sent that question?
I don't know. I
reckon I know who's asked it.
I think it was anonymous.
It's anonymous. That is.
So Matty Hatton, he's a ex-player, actor. He's pretty famous, right?
He does everything.
He
Man.
does-
I think he even's got a law degree and he was a doctor at one point. But that is the great Matty Hatton,
Yeah.
classic physique pro.
Pro, Masters Pro now, yeah.
And he looks awesome. Matt's mid-50s, which is mind-blowing. Which is when Scotty was talking about before about not letting age deter you from how much you can progress if you're willing to push hard. And Matty's got a level to him where he is willing to get uncomfortable. He's the most chilled guy ever. He looks intense as smoke pumping up because he's super focused on what the task is at hand. Like from the day I started coaching him, we were aiming to look a certain way, and that was to be at top level for where his, age is and where his physique is, and he certainly was willing to do whatever it took. So he's just intense in the way he goes about business, which is great for a bodybuilder.
Mhm.
But he's so chilled, and obviously married to double pro.
Yeah, she's.
Has a husband and wife ever won a pro card on the same weekend?
I don't know.
I've never seen it.
I'm not too sure.
That might be his shit.
She won a bikini Masters Pro and a
And a
swimsuit
swimsuit.
Masters Pro.
I
Yeah.
tried to chase her down the corridor to give her that
Did
swimsuit.
you?
She got off stage, she won the Masters, the overall was on, and she just took off. And I was like, who? I think I might have said to Timsy, I was like, where's Michelle? But where's Rochelle? Sorry. Oh, she's gone. So I'm like, Rochelle, come back to the stage. She's like, what for? I was like, just come. But yeah, they're a great duo and they complement each other very well. Imagine living, a lifestyle where you and your partner are both, in the trenches together, prepping together, growing together. They've got support because they're great people. Great people just attract great people, and their family comes to watch them. And they're from Queensland, so they had probably the biggest state traveled crowd that there was at Nationals.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So, and when Rochelle was on in bikini, if you heard a bull in the crowd yelling out some very, very enthusiastic support for one individual on stage, that was Maddie, who was going to be on the next day. When Rochelle was doing her eye walk, her son, did you hear what he said? That's my mum.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
big, so good.
Big, deep
Yeah, it was
man
so
voice. Like, it was funny.
because they're adults. Right?
Because they're adults. Yeah.
So, but yes, he's an ex everything, really.
Yeah, he's awesome. I wanted to wait for this one so you can come back because this is about you. At Nationals, as a spectator with my wife, I'm with Keegs, so Team Indomitable, and MG came out from the side stage into the crowd to say hello to me when he saw me sitting there. And I just want to say thank you for always taking the time to acknowledge us and to make us feel important and appreciated. It's rare.
It's awesome, man. Yeah, man, it kind of goes back to like that thing at the start about other athletes, other coaches, our teams. It's just one kind of community. And I think I know who this person is, and this person has competed with us before and then had some health issues.
I know who it is.
Yeah, and when I saw that person, I just wanted to see how they were.
Yeah.
So
I met them at the front.
I called the division. I saw they were there with their wife, and I didn't even just put the mic down, and I ran out and I went straight over. I just wanted to see how they were doing. Which is nice to know that. Yeah, it maybe made a difference. So
yeah. MT, those athlete results and transformations are ridiculous. What are your secrets? So
tofu. Organic tofu farmed from Nepal. That's how he gets his athlete.
And Sicilian water.
Yeah.
Creamy rice.
Must be, but from a specific mountain that Scott only knows the directions to get there.
And Cremacito.
Oh, so much Cremacito. So much Cremacito.
I posted the athletes that I had on stage at Nationals, and I posted their kind of specific milestones. So one was when I first started working with them, or when their last show was and what they looked like maybe when they got off stage for their last show, then where they were at their peak improvement season, and obviously where they were in peak week. And I actually used check-in photos, not stage photos, because they're the rawest they can potentially be. And what I really wanted people to see in that is not only the improvement from show to show, but how they looked in their improvement season, and probably how uncomfortable they felt in those photos.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can see they had put on weight, composition. There was definitely some body fat there, but that's what it took to then get that improvement in their physique from show to show. So there's no secret. It's, obviously all those athletes are very, very consistent and they trusted the process, but you need to push that improvement season. And I think that's kind of what I wanted to get across. And that's the reason why I picked those uncomfortable looking photos of what they all look like in their improvement season, because that's the only way they improved.
So
by doing that.
So the secret is knowledge, experience, and planning.
Consistency. Great athletes that execute. They're consistent. They're adherent, but also they're prepared to push
But you also,
to a limit.
over the years, you know how far to push someone.
Mhm.
You know when to pull back and when not to pull back. That just comes with time and
That comes with time.
years.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's too far now and what's not too far. You know when someone's starting to feel uncomfortable and you wanted to push them another 6 weeks, but you're going to pull it forward because you want their connection to the process to not be affected.
Of
So,
course. Yeah.
and that's just comes with time, doesn't it?
We all three of us know
You
that.
know when to pull the
Yeah.
levers, and that's what he talks about the art of coaching all the time. Is there is no one perfect scenario for everybody because some people can go further and some need to be managed on shorter time frames. So
And some coaches are just elite, like Mr. Trimbley.
Oh,
Mr. Trimble with the organic tofu from Nepal.
Plain water.
Do we have another time for another one?
I think we better wrap it.
We've got to wrap it.
Can I just, you know, so your dad organised the mirror for me at my gym.
Oh yeah.
So I got a new mirror, posing mirror, which is freaking awesome. It's the best mirror.
Yeah.
The quality of the mirror too. I don't know where your dad got this mirror from, but it's way better than any of my mirrors.
So actually, it was left by the tenant that was in that building, and they had a yoga studio or something. So they obviously
It
paid.
is a great. It's a great mirror. But I saw a photo of your dad today in black and white as a fiery, as a head fire. Maybe back in the
Oh, that's his profile photo.
yeah late. What do you know anything about that photo?
So that's
so cool.
That's when he graduated. That was at his
That's
graduation.
crazy.
Yeah.
We'll have to show Scotty, but that just came up today.
Oh really? Okay.
And I was like, I've got to ask MT about that because he's a young man. He still looks amazing, but he's a young man. And it's black and white, so that tells you how far back he must have been. But he looks like an ox.
Yeah, my dad is an ox.
He's an ox now, but I wondered what he was like in his 20s. And
Yeah.
this kind of
You got to see
sums up why Chimboli's clients get great results. It's because of his dad.
Yeah. It's a photo of him. It's
Well,
probably his profile
The
photo.
apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, so
Thanks, boys.
Yeah.
All right. We'll wrap it up there. I don't think we're going to have a potty next week because we're pretty much going to be on a plane to Bali. All of
China
us.
too, yeah.
And from China, from Australia. So we'll probably not have one next week, but we'll be back the week after for a wrap up of China
both, yeah.
and Bali,
Mhm.
and probably to be talking about reverse diets and things like that.
Live stream for Bali? Yes.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. So we have a live stream for that. Cool. Thanks everyone, and
Appreciate it.
we'll see you in the next one.
Take care.